And we are back. Hello everyone, welcome back to 5 Minutes Code channel where I will be explaining the solution of every problem of Lead Code and Geeks for Geeks. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Today's problem is Parenthesis Checker, which is marked as a easy level problem. Let's find out what we will be given into this problem and what we have to do. So we will be given one string S, and that string S will be containing only the parenthesis. Okay, so these parentheses can be of like a small bracket, curly bracket, as well as the square big bracket. Okay, so they can be open or they can be closed. Okay, all right, which basically means this string S will be containing either of these brackets, none other than these characters. Like it can only contain these characters multiple times in different orders, but only these characters. Okay, all right, now what we have to do, we have to basically verify if this parenthesis is balanced or not. What does this mean? This means basically it's a string is valid or not. Okay, all right, so here it is written open bracket must be closed by the same type of bracket, open bracket must be closed in the correct order. Okay, all right, it means suppose if any bracket this is opened, okay, and now it should be closed by this bracket only. It should not be like opened by this and closed by this. This is correct and this is wrong. Okay, all right, simple thing. So if let's suppose this is my given string, something like this is my given string. Okay, all right, so here we can see that look, so our algorithm will be something like at any point if my bracket is closed, I will check, like suppose this is the closing bracket, I will check its before, is this the opening bracket? Yes, correct. Okay, so this is pair is correct, this pair is also correct. Now when these two pairs are correct, now again I get this opening bracket, closed bracket. So before that, look, these two pairs are valid. So which one is now invalid? Like which one is still invalid? This, so these two brackets are also like, this bracket is the closing bracket for this open bracket. So in total this whole string is valid. Okay, all right, I hope you will be getting it a bit, because it's not that much typical, although it's tough to explain, but it is very easy. Okay, so now let's suppose this is my given string. Okay, all right, so first of all this is valid, now this is valid. Okay, now look, this is the closing bracket and this is the opening bracket, which are not same. So I will simply return false, which means it is not a valid parenthesis string. All right, I hope this will be very clear to you. So same thing you can watch here as well. Different test cases are given here. So the first test case is this. So here we can see that look, this curly bracket is opening and this square bracket is closing it, which is wrong. So it means it is false. Similarly here, this is the opening bracket, this is the closing bracket, but for this first bracket there is no closing bracket, there is no closing bracket, so I will return false again. Similarly for this, you can see that this is balanced, and this is also valid, and this is also valid. Okay, all right, so this is a whole string are well found, so we will return true. In this way we will keep on doing, and I think we will get our answer. Okay, so I'm expecting that now the problem statement is very clear to you, and now let's move on to the approach which we are going to take. Okay, all right, so the very beautiful approach is using a stack here, because what we have to do, why we will be using stack is last in first out. So our algorithm, our approach will be something like, whenever any opening bracket comes, whenever any opening bracket come, I will put it into my stack. Okay, and whenever my any closing bracket come, closing bracket basically means these, so these are the closing brackets. So if these come, I will check in stack dot peak, suppose this is the closing bracket, so its corresponding opening bracket is stack dot peak or not. If yes, I will keep on continuing. If not, it means this is the not a valid string and we will return false. Okay, all right, so this is how we are going to approach this. Let's quickly take it with few examples. Let's take this example. So here, first of all, this is square bracket which is open. Okay, after that this small bracket which is open. Okay, after that this small bracket which is now closed. So whenever any bracket which is closed, I will check in stack dot peak is corresponding to this closing bracket. Yes. So remove it. Okay, remove it. All right. Again, this is the closing bracket, opening bracket. So whenever there will be a opening bracket, I will put. Okay. Now again, this is a closing bracket. So whenever there will be a closing bracket, I will check if its stack dot peak is corresponding to the closing bracket. Yes. So remove it. Okay. Again, there is a closing big bracket. Okay, and there is stack dot peak is currently what, opening bracket, so which is true. Again, remove it from the stack. Now my stack is empty. Again, whenever stack will be empty, just enter. So now there is a curly parenthesis, and again next bracket is this curly parenthesis which is closed, which is corresponding. So now this stack is closed at the end, and I have got my answer, which is true. So we will simply return true. In this way we will keep on doing, and we will get our answer. So if we want to take one more example, let's take this. So here first one is this opening, second one is this closing, and after that the last one is this. So look, this is the closing bracket, stack dot peak is opening bracket, which is correct. Okay, move on. Now at the last, all the elements are traversed, but still my stack has one character which is left. So if stack has one character which is left, I will simply return false, because it is not valid. There should be a closing bracket for this opening bracket as well, then it will be valid. Okay, all right. So I think it will be clear to you now, and the approach will be clear as well. Now let's quickly move on to the code section, where I will be writing the code. But before that, if you have loved the explanation, if you have loved the approach till this point, please subscribe the channel and like the video, because it will really motivate me a lot. Now let's quickly move on to the code section. uh, I will simply make a stack. First of all, stack of character. Actually, I'm very tired today. I just came from a marriage, and I thought like I should not break the streak, so making the video quickly. Okay, so stack is made here, and after that I will iterate over the characters one by one. I will convert this string to a char array, something like this, using a for each loop. Ch will be having one character at time. So look, if my stack is empty, or there is these brackets are like the ch is a opening bracket. Okay, so ch is equal to this, or ch is equal to this, or ch is equal to this. In this way case, I will simply put it to stack. So stack dot push ch. Okay, all right. Otherwise, it means if condition is not correct, so there will be case ki, yeah, now it means there is a closing bracket. It means there is a closing bracket. So whenever there is a closing bracket, stack dot peak should be of the same, like corresponding. If this is current, so stack dot peak should be this only. Otherwise it will be false. Okay, so let's quickly check this as well. So else if what, stack dot peak, uh, let's copy this. Ch is equal to closed one, and stack dot peak is equal to open one. Okay, so first condition is this. If this is true, I will keep on moving, and similarly let's copy this only again and again. Three times. Okay, so if ch is this closing bracket, so stack dot peak should be this opening bracket. Otherwise, if ch is equal to this closing bracket, so stack dot peak is equal to this opening bracket, a big bracket. Otherwise, if this is curly braces closing, stack dot peak should be curly braces opening. Okay, in this case, like if these cases are true, I will simply st dot pop, because I will pop it. So like these matching brackets are made, collected. Move on. Otherwise, here I will simply do return false. Here, look, these are not the opening bracket as well, and these are the closing bracket, but their peak is not corresponding to it. So I will come here and return false. Otherwise, I will simply come here and I will check key is stack.st dot is empty. So if st dot is empty, it means this string is balanced, otherwise this string is not balanced. Let's try to compile this, and I hope it will get compiled as well, and I have not done any silly mistake. Okay, I have done a silly mistake. Let's quickly check. I have written stack. It should be st. It should be st. Let's try to compile this again. So it is getting compiled successfully. Let's try to submit this. Meanwhile, if you have loved the explanation till this point, please subscribe the channel and like the video, and this code you will get on my GitHub in both C++ and Java language. You can get it from there. And that was it for today. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Till then, keep on coding, subscribe the channel, like the video, and bye.